Hello everyone, thank you for checking out today's video on Workspaces. Now real quick before we jump into the Workspaces, I want to go ahead and read off ServiceNow's description of Workspaces. So ServiceNow describes them as a single pane view that Tier 1 agents use to respond to all task types, view the full context of an issue, and get relevant recommendations to resolve issues. With Workspace, agents have multiple issues open at the same time in a tabbed format. So it's kind of a single pane of glass, so it makes it a little bit easier so you're not having to open up different tabs within your browser. So it gives you a nice little workspace to work within. So to get to Workspaces, you'll see it up here in the header on your ServiceNow instance. And when you click on it, it's probably not going to show all of your workspaces. So if I were to type in like agent, for example, oh, I guess we don't have it. I thought we did. But it should show a preview of some of your workspaces that you have available. And the one that we're going to focus on today is the Service Operations Workspace, which is what your service desk may be using and probably should be using on your ServiceNow instance. And that's the one that we have open. And this is, you can build your own workspaces using UI Builder, but there are quite a few that come out of the box and with different applications that you may purchase. You know, there's a CMDB workspace, there's a system administrator workspace. They have them for an HR workspace if you have HRSD enabled. So they have them for pretty much everything. All right, so this is kind of the initial overview page that the user would be brought to. And you can see right here, they can filter through your work or your team's work, and it'll have some different reports here. So it'll show incidents that are assigned to you, incident SLAs, unassigned incidents, catalog tasks assigned to you. And then down here, you'll see incidents that are assigned to you. And you can, change up the view that you want. Right now, it'll be showing, we don't have any content here, but it would be showing in a grid mode. You can choose to put it in a list mode if you want. So that way you get some more information for each of those records. And then off to our right here, we have this ellipsis, which allows you just to kind of close the tabs. So we have a broken tab right here, probably because I'm in my PDI. And then down here, we have a refresh option. So if we have any activities that are coming up or overdue today or tomorrow, we can refresh that. So that way we're not having to refresh our page. We can add quick links. So if we want to add a link, we can go ahead and paste the URL here. It doesn't have to be a ServiceNow link, but it can be if you want it to. We have recently viewed, so same thing as history. So you'll see your recently viewed here. And then you have some getting started articles that you can click on related to this workspace. Then off to the left, we have our home, which will take us back to the overview page that you see we're on now. Then we have our list. And our list is going to be broken down depending on the type of workspace that you're in. So if you're in like field service management, for example, you'll see different like work, you'll see different types of tasks, you'll see tables and modules that are relevant to that workspace. Excuse me. All right, so for the for this one, for the Service Operations Workspace, like I mentioned, this is meant more for Service Desk. So you'll see some of these different tables that are relevant to the Service Desk, like knowledge, CMDB, tasks, changes, problems, etc. Now let's go ahead and just click on open, for example. Okay, so once we click on open, we can either open up a new record, and you see what it did is instead of opening up on the same tab that we were on within our browser, it went ahead and opened up a new tab within our workspace. And we can easily go back and forth between the two tabs here. I could change pretty much everything that you could do in a browser. You can move it around, you add a new blank tab here. I think if I close this, it's going to crash everything. Okay, good. All right, so this is the different type of view that you would see in a workspace. So you see it looks probably a little bit different than what you're used to seeing on the incident form. So it has it kind of broken out kind of in 3 different sections here, 4 if you count the top, so that you're not having just a really long scroll. You kind of have everything here at a glance. And also on Workspaces, it may not show all of the fields that you're used to seeing. So it may only be certain fields that are being featured on the workspace. But for this one, it has pretty much everything that you would need on a incident record. So you can go in here and you can make changes. So I could reassign this to system administrator. Is that not an available option? Maybe system administrator is not an assignable user. So let's pretend that we're reassigning this to Amelia. And then from there, we just have to click on save. And that's all we had to do. Wasn't that easy? So I'm sure it may take some getting used to for you and your team, but as y'all can see, if you're used to using the workspace, you're definitely going to be able to work a lot more efficiently. And then you would probably be like, why was I ever doing it the way I did before? This is so much easier. So I think it's just getting people to buy in and convincing people that change is not bad. All right, and then you see you also have some shortcuts up here as well. So you can, same UI actions that you're probably used to seeing on the incident form. So you can assign to yourself, you can create a change request from this. With that drop down, you have different options like create a problem. So some similar options that you would see under the context menus on the incident form. On here, compose email, copy incident. So just kind of adjusted the layout to make it a little bit more intuitive for users. You got different stuff over here too, like agent assist. And experts on call, collaborate, attachments, templates, email templates. So you have a lot to explore here. Okay, and then going back over to our list. So let's see what it looks like if we were to create a new record. And this is probably a little bit more close to resembling what you're used to seeing on the incident form. However, they did adjust the layouts. So if we were to compare the two. Incident. Yep. So this is how the incident form looks through the platform view. And then Workspace. You see they kind of put some of the more mandatory things like short description and description towards the top. And then things like, caller, location, etc. a little bit farther down the page. Okay, and let's check out some other options over here. So again, like I mentioned, just different types of tables that would be relevant for the users that would be utilizing that workspace. And then from the list view, it's similar to what you're used to seeing on the other list view. So we have list actions, so you can edit the columns, reset the widths, copy the URL. So you can copy the URL to this page where you could just come right to the incident, the open incidents. Then here's our filter builder. So we can add in new conditions if we want to. And we can export our list. If you want to export it to, maybe an Excel document, you can do that. Here's some of the other documents as well. And yeah, that pretty much covers it, guys. You would just have to kind of explore each one of these different workspaces because obviously the details and the way they're set up are going to vary. So you've seen this one for CMDB workspace. Rather than the left side navigation, it has a more traditional navigation up towards the header on the page. So this one's going to look a bit different than the other one that we just looked at. See a lot more score reports. So this one is meant more for monitoring, whereas the other one is meant more for, action, for lack of a better word. But yeah, so I hope you guys find Workspaces helpful and that you put together a great pitch so that you can get the folks on your team to start using them. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like. Please also consider subscribing to the channel. Catch you all in the next video very soon.